Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Hi, Roberto. I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well.
How was your weekend and last day?
It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
I could rest a lot. I could have a lot of gelatos to celebrate my children's day. Okay. But I didn't do many things, honestly. I just went out to an ice cream shop not far from my house because situation here is not good again.
Wow. I saw in the news.
Yes. So it's better not to take a chance, you know. I'm diabetic, I have high blood pressure, understand? I'm 6 years old. Why am I going to take a chance? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
I agree.
exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wear mask all the time, but I think it's not worth taking a chance. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
I just went to this ice cream place that is near here, just like no more than 300 meters. Okay. And I came back home. That's it. I watched a lot of movies. Okay.
The
Not,
weather, the weather is okay?
no, it's getting cold already.
Yeah.
Yes. You see, even inside of my house, I have not turned it on the heater yet. Okay. I think it's not necessary to turn on the heater because if I turn on the heater now, my gas bill is going to be very high. Understand? So
Now the season is fall, né?
fall,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think by the end of November next month, it will be necessary to turn on the heater,
Yeah.
or it's going to be difficult to sit down here for like 2, 3 hours because it's going to be really cold inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this
I
is
imagine.
probably the biggest difference between the houses in the United States and Canada and the houses in Europe. In the United States and Canada, 99% of the houses are insulated.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
So even if you have 2 meters of snow outside, you put your hands at the wall and it's not cold
Yes.
inside.
Yes. Yes.
Here, all the buildings are very old. There is no insulation. So it's brick, brick. Okay, it's not wood. So when it's cold, really cold outside, you touch the glass, you touch the walls, everything is freezing, understand?
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
So we need to turn on the heater, okay? But then the gas bill, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
increases a lot. So now
Hey,
yes,
when will you come back to Brazil?
mm, I don't know. My wife wants to spend some time here, okay? But she's recovering from a little surgery.
No.
I
Christmas.
don't know. I don't know. Maybe my wife will come here by
Oh,
Christmas, okay? Yeah, if the things here don't get better and she decided not to come, maybe I'll go home for Christmas. Maybe. I don't know.
And about the vaccines,
vaccine.
Against
vaccines.
COVID-19,
Yes.
Yes,
I have not heard anything positive. Only trials. They are only testing. Understand?
yes.
So I think it's only going to be safe when everyone is vaccinated. Then it's going to be okay. But I think that before 2021, no.
The best situation maybe
No.
the all first month the next year.
This is a very optimistic scenario. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Or maybe in Russia. I don't know because the president there says they already got the vaccine. It's effective, but it's a Russian vaccine or a Chinese vaccine. I don't know. Okay. I think the best,
Be careful, be careful.
yes, I think the best remedy now is care. Okay.
Yeah, Yes. Yes.
Stay home, wear mask all the time,
Yeah. Yes.
always walk around with a hand sanitizer. Every
Yes.
time I try to walk around with my hands in my pockets all the time.
Me too. Me too.
Understand? So I
Yeah, me
don't
too.
touch anything. But in case I need to touch, like at the supermarket, after, before, after, during, you understand? I just sanitize all my hands, okay? And that's it. Because you get infected yourself, okay? Only if you are in contact. If you can avoid the contact, no problem. All right, everyone is here. Hello, Cecilia. Hello, Carol, Camila, Raquel.
Hello, Roberto.
Hi, teacher.
Did you girls miss me? I hope so.
Yeah.
Of course.
A lot.
Ah,
Yes.
Of course, teacher.
I'm so happy. I think I'm
Too
not going to
much.
sleep tonight. Okay. I won't sleep tonight. Okay. Anyway, now
You are part of our lives
every
actually.
day, every day.
Yes.
Yes, it's not difficult.
You're our family now.
Oh, okay. So
Nice, Flora. Very nice.
I see more you than my family, teacher.
is that
Nowadays.
true, Carol?
Yeah.
Okay. The problem is when you start seeing me more than your husband, okay?
Oh, no. Not yet, teacher.
Then it's
No,
going to
no.
be a problem, okay?
Roberto, you are my brother, okay?
All right, bro. Okay. All right, bro. So anyway, I don't know if we finished the last lesson about the secret language, or we still have to do something about that, or we finished.
Yes, there are the question
Okay.
about the
Time to talk.
Okay. The reading we did.
Yes.
Okay. So the first is a personal question. Anyone here that has ever had any experience like this, please, you can manifest yourself now, or have you ever had, or be quiet forever. Have you ever had a secret language or secret words that you use it to talk to friends or even siblings of yours?
No.
No,
No, never.
never.
I don't have siblings.
E-language.
I try to speak English first.
Yes.
This is the second,
secret.
Yes.
second option.
This is the secret. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe after you master this, you can learn another secret language, okay? Carol, you mentioned something about the P language.
In my yes, in my family we use a lot the P language. When, for example, we don't have the child understand something, you use the P. PVO, PC, PS, PETA, PBEM, PO, PG.
Yes, yes. When I was a child, I play about this.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. And you still do this nowadays?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the kind of a language. Of course, if you are a grown-up, you know that the P is always in front of every syllable. So PVO, PC, it's possible to understand, okay? But it's okay. It is a kind of a secret language.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? What about expressions? Do you guys have any expressions that, for example, only you and your husband understand, or only you and your friends understand and nobody else does? I'm not asking this in the next class because there is a girl from Recife that, oh my gosh, I think she speaks a secret language, right? Because I have a hard time. All the girls that watch the advanced class know what I'm talking about, okay? Oscar,
Yes.
can you believe that she calls me Uoma? Uoma? No, mulher.
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 And I say, hey, I don't know if you noticed, but you see, oh, I'm an old man, you know, I'm a father. He says, no problem. You're mulher.
Mulher.
This is a mulher. Even she calls mulher her dog. Everyone is mulher. Okay?
Galega.
Galega. Yeah. This for me is a secret language. Do you guys know? Don't say, okay, Raquel? Do you guys know what is Galega? Does anybody here know what is a Galega?
The dog.
No, that's the name. But what is the meaning of Galega? Do you know, Oscar? Gloria?
I think it's a Spanish expression.
Teacher,
Oh,
Yes.
is the white of the lemon Galego?
sure.
Here, Galega is the brown.
That's the women.
Gloria, how
It's a
can you,
burger.
how can you imagine such things, Gloria? The wife of the
I
lemon
have
Galega.
imagination.
Yeah.
Too fertile. Oh my gosh, I'm crying
fertile.
here. I'm crying here. The wife of the lemon Galego. Yes, that's a Galega.
Yes,
Galega, can you
the
believe that?
Galego lemon.
Yeah, Galega means a blonde woman.
Yes.
Yes.
A blonde woman. I had never heard that expression.
For
Yeah.
me, Galega is from Galicia,
Here.
Galician, Spain.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yes,
No,
yes.
here is
Yes.
common. Is common, teacher.
Yeah,
Where,
for me, it's
Florida?
Yeah, in
common.
south of
The
Brazil,
blonde,
it's
blonde
normal.
girl.
The
So it's
In
both
south of Brazil,
south and
it's
north.
common.
It's like a
Yes.
gringo. It's the same situation, gringo,
Yeah.
gringa.
It's a mulher loira.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect, Gloria.
Mulher
Yes.
galega.
Yeah, but that was kind of mysterious to me. I couldn't understand the first time she used it, okay? Anyway, gringo, you know the origin of this term, Oscar?
I think it's you use the gringo when the people they other countries.
Yeah, but do you know
They are European
when?
or
No, do you know when they started using gringos to
no,
refer
I
to a
don't know. I
foreigner?
don't know. No, I don't know.
Yes, during the Vietnam War, okay, there was a very, very interesting radio there that kept broadcasting 24 hours a day in English, okay, asking the soldiers, what are you doing here? Your wife is home. She's pregnant. She's expecting your son. Why are you fighting a war that is not yours? Go back home. Understand?
Yeah.
And the uniform of the Americans at that time were green. And they would say, come on, green, go home.
Gringo.
Understand?
Yeah.
Green,
Green,
go
go
home.
home. Green, go.
Oh,
And they even, for example, they flew with airplanes throwing a lot of flyers. This is not your war. What are you doing here? Why are you going to die for a country that doesn't love you? It was a very psychological war, understand? And that was the only radio they could listen to that was from Vietnam and in English 24 hours, okay? And it's funny because the CIA, they wanted to discover who was the woman because her English was perfect and they want to kill her because she was driving the Americans crazy, understand? They were getting very upset, okay? But they could never discover who was the woman, okay? I think there are,
until now.
yeah, I think they never discovered,
Wow.
okay? Yes. Yeah, the Vietnam army protected her like the biggest treasury, understand?
Yeah.
because she would broadcast all the time, okay? So Jeremy and Jeffrey have their own...
Could you share your screen?
Well, if you insist, I can do that, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem, okay? All right, is it better now?
Yes.
Yes.
For our, it's very important.
Okay, all right, so if you insist, Jeremy and Jeffrey have their own mysterious way of doing what?
Communicate.
Communicating.
Communicating, yes. They created a language that they were the only ones that would speak that language, understand? So they had their own expressions, they had their own words, okay? What important event happened when the twins were 5 years old? Do you guys remember?
They realized that they did not need to speak English in order to understand each other.
Yes.
Very good, Maria da Gloria. Excellent. Yes.
And
They
a good
started
student.
the secret language, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was funny because one of them started saying something, the other one started replying immediately, and they had not combined anything, understand?
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting, okay? I don't know if there is anything between twins, you know, but Jeffrey and Jeremy are closer to each other than they are to other members of their family. What evidence in the text supports this conclusion? Why are they so close to each other?
Our mysterious ways of communicating.
Because of their mysterious way of communicating?
Yeah, Jeremy and Jeffrey had our mysterious ways of communicating.
Yeah, and they were twins. So twins are usually very close to each other, okay? And they also created a new way of communicating. So they spent most of the time with each other, okay? There was a part there that said something, they were glad that the parents didn't listen to them when they started communicating in this mysterious language. Because if they had heard, they might have been concerned. So why do you think the parents might have been concerned if they heard their children speaking a made-up language?
Special.
Why?
Because they could think that was strange out of the normal.
Out of the normal, yes. Or
Yeah.
they could just take them to a doctor or a psychologist and say, oh, they are speaking nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the time the parents realized that they only spoke to each other in this mysterious language, it was too late, okay? When they started, the parents never realized. What is the main idea of this story?
Everybody can construct its own language.
I
Is that
think
so?
that the creativity in the brothers.
Creativity of the brothers, okay?
Yeah.
Any other?
I think it's the closer and the special relationship between twins.
That could be, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Twins have some strange things, like one feels sick, the other feels sick. One has a pain, the other has a pain, you know. Sometimes I don't know. It's very strange. When they are exact twins, it's really, really serious, understand? I really don't understand what happens. But I have nephews that are exact twins. They are, I think, about 20 years old, and I still don't know how to recognize who is who, you know?
Oh, teacher.
Oh, very
No,
hard.
not even the father.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You know what the father does?
Uh,
The father keeps calling, like, for example, Gustavo,
uh-huh.
If one comes, he thinks it's Gustavo. Okay? If nobody comes, he calls the other name. Guilherme, Guilherme. If it comes, it's Guilherme. The mother knows, but the father no. Understand? And they are both 20 by now. But they are exactly the same. Exactly the same. Okay? And they have done amazing things. Like they went out with the girlfriend of the other. Okay? The girlfriend did not scold them.
It's common, teacher.
Yes, I don't know how far they went, but they did it. Understand? Like, I don't want to go out with my girlfriend anymore. Oh, let me go. Come on. And they did this several times. Understand? So it's kind of bizarre. Okay. Another question about this lesson or no? Can we move on?
We can move on.
Move on.
Okay. So. Oh, there is a sentence here. Oscar, can you read it for me? They went to the library.
They went to the library and did research on twins to see if maybe other people had experienced a similar thing. Similar things, excuse me. Apparently, throughout history, twins were seen as kind of magical, inhabited by otherworldly powers, unable to communicate in mysterious ways, distinct from the other people.
Okay. Is there any question about this paragraph or no?
No.
Okay. So
What's
in this
distinct, teacher?
Different.
Oh, Maria Glória. Oh, shame on you, Rolando Lera. Okay? This is my question, okay? You asked me the question first. I'm not going to answer it. I want to know, what does the word distinct mean as it appears here?
Different.
Yes.
Just this. Okay, now they answered. Now, number 7. Cecilia, can you read this for us?
They went to the library.
No, it's number 7.
Oh, okay, sorry. What word or phrase best completes the sentence? Jeffrey thinks that the secret language might scare the parents. Jeremy thinks they might think the language is cool.
Okay.
We need to complete?
Well, that's what I would like, somebody to complete this. What do you think would be the best word or phrase to complete this? One thinks that the secret language...
Put on the other hand.
However.
However, in my opinion, however.
But what about Gloria's suggestion, on the other hand? Is it possible?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's possible.
It's perfect too, Gloria.
Yes.
Okay. On the other hand, however, okay, because if you compare what you have here is a contrasting thing. One thinks the secret language might scare, and the other thinks they might think it's cool. So you see, there is a contrast. So, however, I can use
Maybe,
although.
teacher. Maybe no.
Maybe no. Maybe it shows an uncertainty. Okay.
Okay. What's the word? However. And
However.
Although.
No, I would go for at the end of the sentence. It's because the space is there, but if it was at the end of the space, I would go for though. Okay, though is the same of however. The difference is however I use at the beginning, and though I use at the end. Or as Gloria said, I like that option.
The
on
other hand.
the other hand. Okay? Good, good, good. This is enough. Okay. 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 Marcela, can you read number 8, please?
What difficult task do Jeremy and Jeffrey begin when they are 12?
Do you remember this?
They begin the difficult task of translating their secret language into English.
Yeah, to write the translator. Huh?
Yeah, they
Yes.
tried to write down all the words and find the equivalent in English.
Yeah.
And this was interesting because, as I told you, it's very difficult to translate literally, you know? Sometimes we have to try to find equivalents, not the same word, okay? The same word is difficult. That's what they were trying to do, find equivalents, understand? So they had an expression that the best equivalent they could imagine in English was gorgeous, because the expression they used was always related to something pretty, okay? And gorgeous, it's very pretty, okay? So this is the best way to learn. For example, okay, what is gorgeous? It's the same of pretty. You don't think of it, one word for it in Portuguese. You try to understand that gorgeous, beautiful, good looking, handsome, they are practically the same. If you use, please don't use just beautiful, okay? But if you say, teacher, you are so pretty, you are so gorgeous, you are so handsome, so good looking, I'm going to be happy anyway, because they are all the same, okay? Only beautiful that is more female adjective than male, okay? And then
Can I use gorgeous for things?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. When I see a painting in a museum, I can say, wow, that's gorgeous. Okay.
Flowers.
Yes. Very powerful, very impressive. Yeah. Okay. All right. Camila, can you read number 9 and try to answer it?
Why do the twins keep their translation dictionary hiding from their family while they work on it?
Do you remember the idea? Do you remember the answer or no?
No, Roberto, I lost this class on Friday.
Okay, but pay attention to the pronunciation. We say the verb to hide is the present. Past tense is hid, and the past participle is hidden, not hidden.
Okay.
Okay, and this goes back to that pronunciation class. Hide, I have vowel, consonant, vowel, so I pronounce the I like the alphabet. The past tense, I have vowel final consonant, so it's not possible to say hide, I say hid. And here, I also have vowel consonant, consonant.
Hidden.
Okay, hidden.
Okay.
Who remembers this? Why do they decide to keep this translation dictionary hidden after they had worked so hard on translating?
Because they didn't know what their sister and parents would think about the job they had given themselves, much less about the new language they had basically founded.
Basically, yes.
Basically.
Or, okay, that's a good answer. That's a very complete answer. But we could probably answer it in less words. But it's good. They decided to do what? Anyone else?
They closed and locked the bedroom door so their little sister could come in while they were working and then set on.
Yeah, but then, excuse, excuse me. See, this is.
Bless
Bless
you.
you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. As I said, it's kind of cold outside, so if you expose yourself, you can get a flu, just a flu. Not the flu of Bolsonaro, okay? Just a regular flu.
A little flu.
Yeah, that one I don't want to think about, okay? I prefer to think it's just a flu, okay? Because both Bolsonaro and Trump, they got to try the little flu, okay? Anyway.
How do you speak espirro, teacher?
Sneeze.
Sneeze.
Yes.
Sneeze. New word.
It's a regular verb, sneeze it, okay? So we could answer this, Gloria, not necessarily reading everything. Why do the twins keep? They decided to keep the language for themselves for a while.
Yeah.
Remember?
I think it would freak them out, teacher.
Well, that was one of the possibilities.
Yes.
It would freak the parents out.
Yes.
But they didn't want to reveal the secret. They decided to keep the secret for them, at least for a while. Maybe in the future they will mention, but not now. Okay?
Okay.
Last but not least, why the twins ultimately decide to keep their secret language to themselves at the end of the story?
They thought her family couldn't think it's cool.
Or, yes, as somebody said in the previous one, because they were afraid this would freak them out. Okay? Or
it was their own special secret.
exactly. Okay. Very good. Any question about this or no?
No.
No.
Excellent. Very good. I don't know if you guys have received the new material.
Yes, I received.
I received.
Yes.
Okay. There is a beautiful photograph here. Everyone is going to love it. Okay. Now, what are we? Yes. What we're going to do? We're going to listen. We have time to listen. And please, I'd like to ask you to try to understand as much as possible. This passage is about ecological changes and the effects of it, understand, in the system. So it's very interesting to see what happens when we interfere in an ecosystem, okay? So please pay attention. We have time to listen. If the sound is good, let me know. If you're not listening, let me know. Okay, let's go.
Pythons invade the Florida Everglades by Reedworks.
Is it okay?
When Tommy Owen, a tour guide in the Everglades
Slow, teacher.
Park, saw the animal, he immediately went after it. Owen was giving a tour of
Is it better?
National Park wetlands.
Yes.
Not yet.
Not, but
Yeah, more or less. It's a little low.
Florida Everglades.
Not yet, teacher.
But the volume is at the maximum here.
Wow.
Yes. Oh. Maximum. Maybe the guy speaks a little low.
Yeah, probably.
No problem. We put here in the.
Yes.
I will mute my microphone. Maybe, let's see if it helps. If I mute myself.
When Tommy Owen, a tour guide in the Everglades
Better.
National Park, saw the animal, he immediately went after it. Owen was giving a tour of Florida's famous national park wetland. He and a group of tourists were floating in a boat through the shallow water that makes up the Everglades. One of the women in the boat he was steering saw a snake in the water. She got Tommy's attention and pointed the snake out to him. When Tommy saw the snake, he acted fast. He reached into the water and grabbed the animal by the head. He got a good grip and didn't let go. Tourists in the boat were worried when the snake wrapped itself around Tommy's arm. After several minutes, he got control of the animal and removed it from the water. The snake was a 10-foot-long Burmese python. It was a snake not native to Florida, and, quite simply, it didn't belong there. The Florida Everglades teems with life. Situated at the southern end of the state, between Lake Okeechobee and the Gulf Coast, the Everglades is the largest wilderness east of the Mississippi River. Migratory and wading birds tiptoe through marshy grasslands. Orchids and ferns dot the hardwood forests. Alligators lounge in the shallows and on muddy riverbanks. Mangrove leaves rustle in the wind as the brackish water laps at their roots. All of this life is made possible by the presence of water. The Everglades is a natural region of subtropical wetlands. Water flows from the Kissimmee River into the wide, shallow Lake Okeechobee. From there, the lake drains south into the Everglades Marsh and the Florida Flats. The Everglades is sometimes called the River of Grass, after a book of the same name by author Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. The phrase illustrates the fact that the Everglades is basically a very wide and shallow river. The Florida Everglades once covered 11,000 square miles across the southern end of the state. Wetlands are an important ecosystem. For centuries, however, humans thought of wetlands as unhygienic swamps. Draining the Everglades was suggested in the late 19th century. As soon as Florida became a state in 1845, its legislature asked permission from Congress to drain the Everglades. Canals were dug to remove or redirect the water. Land that dried out was reclaimed for agriculture or building purposes. This reclamation allowed for significant development in South Florida. Sugar farmers moved into the area and prospered. The city of Miami took root. Approximately 50% of the Everglades was reclaimed for agriculture or urban use. Much of the northern area was polluted with phosphorus. The phosphorus was agricultural runoff from the farms near the Everglades. Concerned Floridians began advocating for saving the area in the 1930s. Their efforts paid off in 1947 when Congress created the Everglades National Park. Starting in the late 1970s, environmental concerns at both the national and international levels refocused attention on the Everglades. The area was designated as one of the world's most important wetland areas. Since then, efforts have been underway to safeguard the park and return the Everglades to health. Water levels are monitored, as are nutrient levels in both water and soil samples. Much of the conservation project was designed to reverse engineer the canal system that was built in the 19th and mid-20th centuries. By the mid-2010s, ecological indicators showed some improvements. For example, the crawfish population was up. Wading and migratory birds improved their nesting habits. Despite conservation efforts, the Everglades ecosystem began facing another threat in the early 2000s. Burmese pythons were breeding in the Everglades, and they reached numbers that designated them as an invasive species. They were classified as an invasive species when their population swelled to a large size. Pythons are eating machines. They can eat animals of different sizes, from mice to deer. They especially enjoy dining on small mammals and birds. Studies have shown that since the appearance of Burmese pythons in the Everglades, the numbers of small mammals in the area dropped significantly. This population loss was not observed in areas where the Burmese python had not established itself. The Burmese python is native to tropical and subtropical zones in Southeast Asia. In their native habitat, Burmese pythons are nocturnal carnivores. When they live close to human habitations, Burmese pythons eat rats, mice, and rabbits that are attracted to human dwellings and farms. They can also eat small farm animals like chickens. When they live away from human habitations, Burmese pythons eat birds and small wild mammals. The Burmese python is a solitary animal. It kills by constricting its body around its prey. Python eggs and hatchlings are a food source for other animals. In the wild, Burmese pythons grow to be, on average, 12 feet long. Habitat loss and the exotic pet trade in Asia are depleting the Burmese python's numbers in the Asian wild. The first Burmese python was found in the Florida Everglades in 1979. It's presumed the animal was originally kept as a pet and then released by its owner. It was removed, but that wasn't the last of Burmese pythons in South Florida. It's thought that numerous Burmese pythons escaped pet stores and cages damaged in Hurricane Andrew in 1992. Since then, the numbers of Burmese pythons grew at a fast rate. The escaped Burmese pythons weren't the only cause of the most recent population increase of Burmese pythons. In the United States, the Burmese python was a popular exotic pet. Docile and beautifully patterned in brown and gold diamond shapes, these snakes could be purchased at pet stores or reptile shows. Owners kept them in cages or tanks and fed them rats or mice. Most people bought Burmese pythons when they were small. Burmese pythons grow very quickly. For many pet owners, the pet Burmese pythons became too big to manage, so they released them into the wild. When the Burmese python was designated as an invasive species, many agencies and individuals began trying to put a stop to the python invasion. The National Park Service started a program to study these animals in the Florida Everglades. Park Service scientists implanted tracking devices into 17 large pythons that were later re-released into the wild. They provided scientists with information regarding python behavior. In January 2013 to February 2013, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission ran a contest called the 2013 Python Challenge. The commission issued permits to hunt the snakes within state wildlife managed areas of the Everglades. 68 Burmese pythons were captured. Later, in 2013, Jason Leon was driving in a rural area near Florida City when he spotted a Burmese python's head protruding from the brush. The man was a biologist, and he was familiar with pythons. He approached the snake and pulled it out of the bush. The animal was bigger than he expected. After a struggle with the animal, Leon killed it. The Burmese python was 128 pounds and longer than 18 feet. Leon contacted the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, which agreed to pick up and examine the snake. The snake was found to be the largest ever in the state of Florida. The state later issued a statement. Jason Leon's nighttime sighting and capture of a Burmese python of more than 18 feet in length is a notable accomplishment that set a Florida record. The Florida Wildlife Commission is grateful to him both for safely removing such a large Burmese python and for reporting its capture. Despite these efforts, the population of Burmese pythons continued to grow. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission held another contest in 2016 called the 2016 Python Challenge.
You are mute, teacher.
Yes, I already unmuted myself. Yeah, I muted to see if the sound would be better, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe I would fall asleep and start snoring here and then nobody would listen in. Did you guys understand?
Roberto, I have a question.
Yes.
The guy speak a lot the word pythons. What's the word?
Look
Python.
at the screen. Look at the screen. There is a photograph. This is a python. Yes.
Ah, the kind of
The kind of snake.
It's a kind of
it's a
snake.
big snake. It's a big snake. Eh?
Yes.
Yes.
One guy saw one, and when he tried to kill it, it turned out to be much bigger than he expected. It was more than 6 meters long.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes, and he almost got killed by the python because this is like our jiboia. It's a constrictor.
It's
you know,
the same
family.
The same
Is that-
family?
Yes.
family.
They kind of go around you and they break all your bones and then they eat you up. Of course,
Wow.
there are no records of a python, I don't know, eating a man. But the small animals, yes, that's for sure. And what happened here is, again, the humans in a certain way interfered in this system, understand?
Yeah.
There was a time in the United States, it was very common to have a python as a pet animal.
Yes. Yes.
Yellow one.
Yes.
Dangers. Danger.
Yeah. And then they would start growing, and people were afraid, and they would just, not to kill, of course, they would just throw them in the middle of the bushes, and they continued to grow, understand? And then there was a time the Florida was infested by pythons, okay? Which is not very normal, or should be not normal in the area, okay?
Yeah, I think.
Yes. Okay. Tomorrow we'll come back to this. You will have a chance to listen to it again, okay?
Okay.
And see what happened in the ecosystem there. All right?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
See you guys tomorrow at the same time.
See
We'll stop
you.
here for tonight. Tomorrow we'll be back, okay?
Okay,
Thank you,
bye-bye. See
Roberto.
you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
teacher.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye, guys.
See you.
Bye.
See you all tomorrow.
Yep, for sure.